Welcome to our day of prayer and fasting on behalf of our nation. Brewster Baptist Church, along with churches across New England, are sharing together in taking this day to pray and to fast and to intercede for our communities, our congregations, and our nation. Our scripture for today comes from Matthew chapter 26, and our theme from Richard Foster's book for this week, for this day, is the prayer of guidance. And the passage is Jesus praying in the Garden of Gethsemane. Then Jesus went with them to a place called Gethsemane, and he said to his disciples, "Sit here while I go over there and pray." He took with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, and began to be grieved and agitated. Then he said to them, "I am deeply grieved, even to death. Remain here and stay awake with me." And going a little farther, he threw himself on the ground and prayed, "My Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me. Yet not what I want, but what you want." Then he came to the disciples and found them sleeping. And he said to Peter, "So could you not stay awake with me 1 hour? Stay awake and pray that you may not come into the time of trial. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak." Again he went away for the second time and prayed, "My Father, if this cannot pass unless I drink it, your will be done." Again he came and found them sleeping, for their eyes were heavy. So leaving them again, he went away and prayed for the third time, saying the same words. Then he came to the disciples and said to them, "Are you still sleeping and taking your rest? See, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Get up, let us be going. See, my betrayer is at hand." This passage, I think, has a lot to say to us, but in our brief time this morning, I want to point out one aspect of it, and that's Jesus saying to the disciples, "So could you not stay awake and stay with me 1 hour?" And I want to encourage you today to take some time in prayer. An hour may seem like too much time for you, but I pray that you'll carve out some time and pray, first of all, in silence and in quiet, and to let God settle your spirit. You'll find that there are going to be things that come to you, and if you need to write them down so that helps you not focus on them, I find that to be helpful. But take some time in silence, and then take some time praying for our nation, collectively, to pray for all of our leaders, to pray for our national spirit, if you will, to pray for a spirit of understanding, a willingness to listen to people who have very different views than we may hold, a willingness to try to cooperate and work together for the common good. Pray for the church. Pray for our leaders of the churches and our religious communities across the nation. Pray for those who are on the front lines of the pandemic, in the medical field especially, and those distributing the vaccine. Pray for doctors and nurses and pharmacists and technicians and those who are caring for those who are in the worst condition. There are so many things I'm sure you can think of to fill time to pray, to say nothing of your own needs and your families, your friends. So I pray that you'll take time. And the fasting side of it, you may want to just skip one meal and take the time you would normally spend preparing the meal, eating the meal, and cleaning up after the meal. Let that be the time that you spend in prayer. It's always good to drink water. Most of us never drink enough water. You can drink water during a fast. If you have any medical concerns that would mean you shouldn't fast, then don't fast from food, but maybe fast from something else. Maybe you need to fast from your phone for an hour. Maybe you need to fast from technology or television. There are lots of things that we can set aside for a time to enable us to focus on God. I pray God will be with you, and I pray that unlike the disciples who fell asleep in the Garden of Gethsemane, that we can stay awake and we can pray and be with the Lord. even for an hour. God help us.